So today I'm just going to show you what it will look like when it arrives at your doorstep and how to unbox it and process your flowers. That way they are ready for your arrangement. This also is going to be applicable to any other kind of delivery, or if you get your flowers at a grocery store, they're going to come wrapped pretty similar to this. So this is just what I personally do when I unbox or unwrap my flowers to get them all prepared. So I'll go ahead and show you. The box will look like this. As you can see, they are from Holland, which is amazing. So they will come all packaged in a tight box like this, and they will be pretty smushed together in a lot of wrapping paper and rubber bands, so you want to make sure you have scissors on hand just to cut it all open very carefully. And you also want to make sure you have vases or buckets already filled up with water before it arrives. That way you're all prepared to just unwrap them, snip them, and put them in water as soon as possible, because you will notice they probably look a little bit thirsty, but I promise you as soon as you put them in water, they will perk right up. And a lot of your flowers will already have a bunch of leaves on them like this. So I normally like to strip most of the leaves that will go in the water line, because that will cause bacteria in your water. So you want to make sure you take any leaves off at the bottom of your stem, and you also want to make sure you give it a fresh snip at like a 45-degree angle. That way the water can get up the stem as quickly as possible. So I will go ahead and show you all the flowers that we will be using today and that will be included in the giveaway. So the first flower are these gorgeous Hellebore. These are going to be used kind of like our Greenery base. You can kind of see they have bulbs. They open up really nicely. These are still blooming, but that's what they look like. We also have some green Buffaloe. I love the way these look because they just look like something you would find in your backyard, and I love the natural garden look, so I really like those. And then for our roses, we are going to be using, pull a few out, cappuccino roses. They will come like this, but I'm going to show you how you can transform them to make them look like this. It's really amazing what you can do with a rose. You can really transform it, make it look like something completely different. And then we've got some beautiful antique carnations. That's what they look like. Then we've got some really pretty, I'm actually going to come up close so you can see these, white Achillea flowers. You can see they're tiny little blossoms. I think they're so dainty and cute. We're going to be using those as a filler. And then we've got some mocha Lysianthus. That's what those look like. And then lastly, we've got some really pretty sweet pea. So this is the color palette that we are using in all the flowers. So now I'm just going to show you how to do a little arrangement. So I have my compote here. It's already filled halfway with water. If you want, towards the end of your arrangement, if you feel like the flowers need more water, then you can fill it up higher, but filling it up halfway allows you to work with it a little bit easier. And then we're going to take our floral tape. If you don't have floral tape, any waterproof tape will work fine. It's going to look like this, like a little tape grid. So I'm going to start off with my Hellebore, Greenery. I'm kind of looking for ones that naturally have shape to them. I like how this one kind of turns a little bit. And I'm going to strip a few of the leaves off. Cut this a little bit shorter. And you'll see as we go, some of the flowers will start to kind of droop, but once it gets more full, towards the end, you can tweak it how you want it. It's kind of hard at the beginning to get them all to stay in place just because it's so empty. kind of build out that shape a little bit. I don't want to do too much greenery, because I really want the flowers to stand out. Also really nice if you have a Lazy Susan, because it makes it easier to see the arrangement from all angles, because you want to make sure both sides look just as stunning. I kind of like some to droop over a little bit. It's really good when you're working with any kind of base that you really start to build out that shape that you can follow along throughout the rest of your arrangement. Just fill in this back piece and then we will move on. Alright, so there's our base. Now we're going to start with the roses, and I already have all of these stripped from their thorns. Oh, I forgot to mention the rose stripper. So if you don't have one of these, it's okay, but you can definitely pull off the thorns and the leaves yourself. But this will be included in the giveaway. So when you unbox your roses, you want to take your rose stripper and start from the top and just go all the way down like that, and all the leaves and thorns will come off. If you want to leave some foliage at the top, you can, but it's really good to just start with a clean slate and just strip all of them. It's just easier to work with. So I'm going to start with my beautiful roses. I'm actually going to show you how to roll them back like that. Let me find one that's closed up. Okay, let's try this one. So it'll come looking like this, and you can see it has a little bit of dead petals on the outside. You can go ahead and pull those off. Those are called guard petals. They get their name for a reason, because they protect the flower until they are ready to be used. So you want to wait to pull those off until you're right about ready to use the flower. So I'm just rolling them back. Sometimes I just roll back one layer, but normally I roll back a few layers. Completely transforms the rose. Makes it look like it came right from your garden. You can kind of look at how beautiful. So you want all your flowers to be different heights, some down and low, some sticking up high. I mean, it's not like a rule, but I definitely like to go by that just to give more dimension, and so that it's not all like perfectly even. So I'm going to cut this a little bit. And like I said, your flowers are going to fall a little bit at the beginning, but once it starts to fill in, you can adjust them accordingly. You can kind of cut it and take it out and see if you like that size or not, or you can take it out, cut it a little bit shorter. Let's just use this one. And I like to work in odd numbers. It's just what I prefer. So I'll probably use about 5 to 7 roses today. That one looks almost the same height. Doesn't have to be perfect, but there we go. Okay, so I'm going to start with 4 like that, and then as we go, I will fill it in. So then we're going to go in with our beautiful carnations. The same kind of thing. I'll probably use 3 to 5 carnations. then I'm going to take one shorter one and just fill in. We like to call it in floral design covering the mechanics, which is the tape. Do not want that to show at the end. All right, now I'm going to add another rose in the center, because the roses are kind of like your focal point in this centerpiece. And I'm going to add one more carnation for the 5th, just to fill in. I like that. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the white Accolea. Just kind of keep filling in any spots. Pretty. Already have some cut. Also like very small dainty stems too. There's another dainty stem. This one seems a little bit off to me. Just continuing to fill in. That's so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my Lisianthus. Now you will notice that Lisianthus comes with a lot of laterals, and a lot of leaves, so I like to pull all of them off and use them as single stems. I'll show you in a second. Then there's a lot of like blooming stems still, like you see like the lime green. I normally pull those off. Sometimes I like to use them, sometimes I don't. It's a personal preference, but I'll just show you. See, it's mostly just a single stem. I really like it. And then these open up super pretty. Let me come and show you up close. So pretty. Each one has a little bit of a different shade. But they are a mocha color in general, the ones that I picked out. So I really want these to not look so confined. This is what is going to add, stems like this are what will add that airiness to your arrangement. Okay, see, look at the difference in these colors. This one's a little bit more mocha, this one's a little bit more yellow, but they're from the same bunch, which I love. Absolutely love both colors. So I'm working on this side first, and then I'll spin it around. Work on go in with my blue Buffaloe. It's hard to say sometimes, get my tongue twisted. And I don't want too much more greenery, but I do want to kind of build out the shape a little bit. So we'll just use these stems to do so. And I like to pick the stems that already have a little bit of shape to them. That way it can I'm just going around and kind of pulling out flowers, making the final adjustments before I add in the sweet pea. I want this to be a little bit more pulled out. There we go. And I might add one more rose. I'll use this one. It's not completely rolled out, just to fill in a little space. That looks really pretty. All right, then I'm gonna finish with my sweet pea. I'm just gonna stick these in a few spots. These already have pretty short stems, so you wanna make sure when you first cut them, that you don't cut them too short here. Just adds a little bit more of that pink color. Sometimes it's easy to overlook the side of the arrangement. Make sure those are nice and filled in as well. Alright guys, so here is the finished product. It looks so beautiful. So definitely make sure you go check out that giveaway and enter for your chance to win all of this. I hope you learned something helpful from this video and that you have a good rest of your day. Bye!